All right, ready to dive into prepping for this Assistant Outdoor Animator interview. We're talking about a job that blends outdoor leadership with some indoor organization. Like a wilderness guru who also happens to be an admin whiz.
Sounds about right.
We've got some great resources to help us out today. Career guides, interview tips, even insights into this platform called RoleCatcher. It uses AI to help you nail those interview questions.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tool.
So should we jump right in?
Let's do it.
All right, so first things first. What exactly does an assistant outdoor animator do? I mean, beyond just loving the outdoors.
Well, the role catcher definition highlights working in a variety of settings. Like you could be in forests, on beaches, up in the mountains.
Talk about an office with a view.
Definitely. But, it's more than just enjoying the scenery.
Right.
You've got to be able to plan, lead, and manage all the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into creating these memorable and safe experiences for people.
Okay, so organization is key. And speaking of organization, let's get to the interview itself. What are some of the questions that are almost guaranteed to come up?
Well, one of the most common ones you'll hear is, can you tell us about your experience planning and leading outdoor activities?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
This is your chance to really shine, show them your passion, your skills, the whole package.
So don't just give them a list of every hike you've ever been on, right?
Exactly. Don't just list activities. Think about a specific trip or event that you planned and walk them through the logistics, the challenges you faced, how you overcame them, and ultimately how it all turned out.
They want to see that you can handle the planning and the leadership part.
Right. And be ready for follow-up questions too, like what was the biggest lesson you learned from that experience? Or how did you ensure the safety of everyone involved?
Because safety is huge.
Oh, absolutely. They want to see that you're thinking about risk management, not just having fun.
Okay, so concrete examples. Focus on safety. Got it.
Hmm.
Now, I'm curious about certifications, like would having first aid CPR, outdoor leadership, or risk assessment certifications help?
Absolutely. Those can really boost your application.
Interesting.
They show that you're proactive about learning, that you're committed to best practices, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Employers would definitely like to see that.
For sure. And this is where RoleCatcher can come in handy.
Okay, how so?
Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze your answers to these interview questions. It can identify areas for improvement and give you targeted feedback based on the specific requirements of the Assistant Outdoor Animator role.
So it's like having a personal interview coach, basically.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Right. Technology is pretty amazing these days.
It really is. Okay, let's move on to another question that I bet comes up a lot. How do you ensure that outdoor activities are inclusive for all participants?
That's a really important one.
It seems pretty straightforward, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just making sure everyone can physically participate, right?
Oh, definitely. It's about understanding the diverse needs and perspectives of your participants. We're talking about everything from cultural sensitivities and language barriers to different comfort levels with risk and physical abilities.
Right, everyone's coming from a different place.
Exactly. Like, how would you adapt an activity if someone was uncomfortable crossing a stream because of a cultural belief?
Wow, that's a great example. It shows you're really thinking about individual needs.
Yeah, it's all about being adaptable, communicating clearly, and creating a welcoming environment for everyone.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've talked about experience, safety, inclusivity. What about teamwork? I imagine that's a big part of this role as well.
It definitely is. You'll probably be asked about a successful team-building activity you've led. This is where you can showcase your creativity and leadership skills. When answering, focus on the impact the activity had on the participants. Did it improve communication, boost morale, or maybe even enhance problem-solving skills? Think about those tangible results.
Yeah, results matter. And they probably want to know how you handle challenges too.
Right, so be ready for questions like, what were some of the key challenges you faced, and how did you overcome them?
That's a good one. It lets them see how you think on your feet.
Exactly. They want to see how you adapt to unexpected situations, your problem-solving skills, all that.
Speaking of unexpected situations, Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate with our plans. So, how would you answer this question? Have you ever had to adapt an outdoor activity because of unforeseen circumstances?
That's a classic one. They're testing your adaptability and how you make quick decisions under pressure.
Pressure cooker situation.
Definitely. So have a specific example ready to go. Like maybe talk about a time you had to deal with unexpected weather, a piece of equipment malfunctioning, or even a change in participant needs.
Okay, that makes sense.
And walk them through your thought process. Explain how you assess the situation, what options you considered, and how you communicated the changes to the group.
Clear communication is key.
Absolutely. And guess what? You can use RoleCatcher to practice these scenarios and fine-tune your responses.
Oh, right, RoleCatcher. It can analyze your answers and give you feedback, right?
Exactly. It'll tell you if you're being clear, concise, and if your answer is actually relevant to the job.
That's super helpful. Okay, one more question before we take a break.
Yeah.
How would you answer this one? How would you teach a group about leave no trace principles?
Leave no trace. It's all about minimizing our impact on the environment while still enjoying the great outdoors.
Right, so they're looking for someone who not only loves being outside, but also cares about protecting it.
Exactly. This is your chance to show off your knowledge of leave no trace and maybe even a little bit of your passion for environmental stewardship.
I like it. Okay, let's pause here for a moment. We've covered a lot of ground already, from understanding the core responsibilities of an assistant outdoor animator to tackling some of the most common interview questions.
Yeah, we've made some good progress.
So before we jump into more questions, are there any other key insights from the career guide that we should touch on?
You know, one thing the career guide really emphasizes is the importance of knowledge and learning.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Huh.
So it's not enough to just love the outdoors and have some experience, right?
Right. You need to stay updated on the latest outdoor trends, but also continue to develop your skills in things like risk assessment, group management, and environmental awareness.
That makes sense. So if they ask about how you stay up to date with industry trends, you can mention things like professional development workshops, industry publications, maybe even online communities dedicated to outdoor leadership.
Exactly. It shows you're committed to growing professionally.
Right. Always learn.
Yeah. And speaking of growth, the career guide also outlines a clear path for advancement in this field. You could start as an assistant outdoor animator, then move up to junior outdoor animator, then outdoor animator, and eventually senior outdoor animator.
So there's room to climb the ladder.
Definitely. And each step comes with more responsibility, more leadership opportunities, and of course, a higher earning potential.
Got it. So during the interview, it's okay to express your aspirations for growth within the organization.
Absolutely. It shows them you're ambitious and that you're thinking about your future with them.
Yeah, that you're invested.
And remember, RoleCatcher can be your companion throughout your career journey. It has a huge database of employers and career resources.
Who can help you stay informed and find opportunities that match your goals.
Exactly. It's a pretty powerful tool.
It really is. Okay, we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive. Should we take a break here?
Sounds good. Let's catch our breath and then come back for more interview prep.
Great. We'll be back soon with more tips and strategies to help you ace that assistant outdoor animator interview.
Stay tuned. All right, are we ready to tackle some more of those interview questions?
Absolutely. Let's dive back in.
Okay, so how about this one? How do you ensure that participants have a positive experience during outdoor activities?
That's a good one.
Yeah, it might seem straightforward on the surface, but it's your chance to really showcase your passion for creating those memorable experiences, to show that you understand what makes an outdoor adventure truly special.
Okay, I see what you mean. So it's more than just, like, we went hiking and it was fun, right?
Right. Think about how you personalize the experience for people, how you build camaraderie within the group, how you help them connect with nature on a deeper level.
Got it. So, like, instead of just saying, we hiked to this beautiful viewpoint, you could talk about how you incorporated storytelling into the hike. Maybe you pointed out unique plants and animals or talked about the history of the area.
Exactly. And you could even talk about how you encourage participants to share their own knowledge and skills with each other, create a real sense of community.
That's a great point. Because it's not just about the activity itself, it's about the whole experience.
Right. And you can bet they'll have follow-up questions like, how do you tailor your approach to meet the diverse needs and expectations of different participants?
Yeah, because not everyone wants the same thing out of an outdoor experience.
Exactly. Some people want to be challenged. Some people just want to relax and enjoy the scenery. You've got to be able to adapt.
Okay, so be prepared to talk about how you cater to those individual needs.
Definitely. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about evaluation. How would you answer this question? How do you evaluate the success of an outdoor activity?
Okay, that's an interesting one. So it's not just about whether everyone had a good time, right?
Right. They want to see that you can think critically about the impact of your work, that you have a system for measuring success and identifying areas for improvement.
So what kind of things should we be thinking about here?
Well, think about both quantitative and qualitative measures, like participant feedback, obviously, but also, did you achieve the learning objectives you set out? Did you follow all the safety protocols? And what were your own observations about the group dynamics and how individuals grew during the activity?
Hmm. That's a lot to consider.
It is, but it shows them you're taking it seriously.
Okay, so we could talk about how we gather feedback from participants, maybe through post-activity debriefs, or how we track their progress in learning new skills.
Exactly. And be ready for a question like, can you describe a time when an activity didn't go as planned and what you learned from that experience?
Oh yeah, those tell me about a time when questions, they always get you,
They do, but it's a chance to show that you're self-aware and that you're willing to learn from your mistakes.
which is super important.
Absolutely. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, right? And speaking of growth, remember RoleCatcher can help you prepare for these evaluation-focused questions too.
Oh, right. How so?
Well, its AI can analyze your responses and help you make sure you're articulating your evaluation methods in a clear and concise way. It can also suggest relevant metrics and examples based on industry best practices.
So it's like having an expert advisor helping you refine your answers.
Exactly. It can help you present yourself as a thoughtful and reflective leader.
I like it. Okay, let's move on to a question that I think a lot of people dread. What are your salary expectations?
Oh, yeah. That one's always a bit tricky.
It is, but it's important to be prepared.
Absolutely. First, do your research. Find out the average salary range for assistant outdoor animators in your area. Websites like Glassdoor and Indeed can be helpful for that.
Okay, good to know.
And think about your own experience level, any certifications you have, and the specific responsibilities outlined in the job description. All of that factors into what you can reasonably expect.
Right, right. So it's not just about throwing out a number, it's about justifying it.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to negotiate. Highlight your skills and qualifications and emphasize the value you bring to the organization. RoleCatcher can actually provide insights into salary benchmarks for similar roles too, which can give you a stronger foundation for negotiation.
That's a great tip, because knowing your worth is crucial.
It really is. Okay, ready for another scenario-based question?
Hit me with it.
Imagine you're leading a group hike and one of the participants twists their ankle. What do you do?
Ooh, that's a good one. They're really trying to see how you handle emergencies.
Exactly, and how you think on your feet. So, first things first, stay calm. Don't panic. Assess the situation. Is the injury serious? Do you need to call for help?
Okay, so assess, then what?
Then, if you're qualified, administer first aid. Make sure the participant is comfortable and safe, and make sure everyone else in the group is accounted for.
Right, make sure no one else wanders off while you're dealing with the injured person.
Exactly. And don't forget about communication. Clearly explain the situation to everyone and tell them what your plan of action is.
Because clear communication is key in any emergency situation.
Absolutely. And guess what? You can even use RoleCatcher to practice these scenarios and develop a clear and concise action plan.
Wow, RoleCatcher is really a versatile tool.
It is. Okay, one last question for this part. How about this one? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ah, the classic 5-year plan question.
It is a classic. But it's not just about stating your desired job title. They want to see your ambition, your commitment to professional growth, and how your aspirations align with their organization's goals.
So how do we make sure our answer hits all those points?
Well, you could talk about wanting to take on more leadership responsibilities, maybe pursuing advanced certifications, or even contributing to the development of new programs. The key is to paint a picture of yourself as a valuable asset who's invested in their future with this organization.
Right, so you're not just talking about your personal goals, you're showing how you can contribute to their success in the long run.
Exactly. And you know what? RoleCatcher can help you tailor your answer to this question, too.
Really? How so?
Well, its AI can analyze the company's website and social media presence to get a sense of their values, mission, and growth areas.
Oh, I see. So you can use that information to show how your goals align with theirs.
Exactly. It's all about showing them that you're a good fit, both now and in the future.
That's a great point. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from tackling tough interview questions to leveraging RoleCatcher's AI for personalized feedback and insights.
Yeah, we've given them a lot to think about.
So are we ready to move on to the final stretch, where we'll recap all the key takeaways and leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question?
Let's do it. Absolutely. Let's make sure everyone feels ready to rock that interview.
I think we've given them a ton of great stuff to work with, from the basics of, like, what the role actually entails,
Yeah.
which, as we've seen, is more than just leading fun outdoor adventures to some of those really tough questions they might get hit with.
And don't forget those key skills that we talked about from the career guide. Reading comprehension, speaking, and learning
Yeah,
strategies.
right.
Those are going to come into play throughout the whole interview process, from understanding what the job actually requires, to explaining your experiences clearly, to showing that you're eager to keep learning and growing.
And remember those certifications: first aid, CPR, outdoor leadership, risk assessment.
Those are gold.
Seriously, being able to say, hey, I've got wilderness first aid training, so I know how to handle emergencies in remote settings, that's going to make you stand out.
Big time. It shows you're serious about safety, that you're taking the initiative to go above and beyond.
And speaking of going above and beyond, that's where RoleCatcher comes in, right?
Absolutely. It's like having a secret weapon in your back pocket.
It can help you tailor your CV and resume, practice answering interview questions, even get feedback that's specific to the Assistant Outdoor Animator role.
Imagine practicing your answer to, tell me about a time you had to adapt an outdoor activity because of unforeseen circumstances, and then getting AI-powered feedback on how to make it even better.
That's amazing.
Right. RoleCatcher is a game changer.
It really is. Okay, before we wrap things up, let's leave our listeners with something to think about, something that gets to the heart of why this role is so rewarding. What kind of outdoor activities would you be most excited to plan and lead, and why?
Ooh, good one. Think about that. It's not just about picking your favorite activity, it's about conveying your passion, what makes you unique, what you'd bring to the role. Would you want to lead kayaking trips down a scenic river? Teach people how to rock climb? Educate kids about the wonders of nature? Let your enthusiasm shine through.
Exactly. Show them why you're the perfect person to create these amazing experiences.
Exactly.
And remember, this is just the beginning. The career guide shows there's a real path for growth in this field assistant outdoor animator, junior outdoor animator, all the way up to senior outdoor animator.
There's so much potential there.
So keep learning, keep exploring, never lose that adventurous spirit.
That's what it's all about.
We hope this deep dive is giving you the tools and confidence to nail that interview and embark on an incredible career as an assistant outdoor animator.
Good luck out there. We're rooting for you.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher's got your back every step of the way.